From the Empire State to the Golden Gates, this is Quad Radio USA.
Oh, yeah.
Now, with all the dirt from the world of ATV motocross and GNCC racing, here's Rodney Tomlin.
Hello and welcome to Quad Radio, as today we are brought to you by your friends at Impact Solution Group, and be sure and check out Impact Solutions for your next Elka suspension tune-up. Elka suspension and Stage 5, the next generation of suspension is right here, my friends. Be sure and check them out, and you can check out the Impact Solutions page right here on the Quad Radio front page. And today we're joined with none other than Dalton Millican, who by some rights should probably not even be at the ATV National Motocross Championship Series. Dalton Millican, the son of a multi-time drag racing champion, Clay Millican. And Dalton, man, I guess the first thing that I got to ask, and I'm sure that's probably on a lot of people's minds that know anything about who Dalton Millican is, why in the world are you racing ATVs, my friend? I mean, you come from a very rich racing family as far as in your blood and so forth, and here you are racing ATVs instead of drag cars. Instead of going 200 miles an hour, you're going like 30 or 40, 50, whatever these things run at top speed whenever you're on a motocross track.
Yeah, well, I just kind of wanted to come out and make a name for myself and not just be another one of them guys out there doing it because they're, who their dad was, and just trying to stay after on the spoiler, and Dad does as much as he can to help with, even though he goes in a straight line and I'm doing corners and jumps and all sorts of stuff. It's a little different, but we stay after it together, and it's awesome to have them.
I imagine. So basically it just boiled down to you had racing in your blood, but the straight line, real fast racing wasn't what you were in the market for, at least not right now anyway, huh?
Yeah, not right now. I could see that in the future. You can't do motocross all your life, so I could see myself doing that sometime in the near future, but I'm focused on motocross right now and maybe a championship at some point in the future in the Pro-Am class.
There you go. And speaking of which, this is your first full year. I know you made the step up late last year, last couple of rounds or so to get your feet wet, but your first full year as a Pro-Am racer. Let's talk a little bit about it. Has it gone well for you, and has it gone as well as you had expected?
I think I could definitely do better than I have been. It's definitely been the biggest learning curve I've had since I've gotten on the four-wheeler. Those 15 minutes plus 2 laps is definitely definitely a big change for me, but I've been working on it, trying to just stay relaxed and comfortable. Just every guy out there is so fast, and just anytime you get on the gate, that anybody you're beside can win that moto, even yourself. So I'm just trying to focus on getting comfortable with everybody, staying relaxed, and just try to keep on motoing and pushing through everything. Just that long moto is what's really changed it for me for going from that A-class Pro-Am.
I'm sure it is. Now, let me ask you this question. The transition last year when you made the step up and was dabbling in the Pro-Am ranks a little bit, did you find it easier than at the beginning of this season and what you've been faced with this year, because there probably wasn't as much pressure on you maybe at that point?
Yeah, I did. But then, not that it wasn't any pressure, just trying to focus on what I could do and not I just distracted. Just trying to focus on what I can do and just try to better myself. It definitely was a big change since last year. I knew I needed to pick up my training and start riding a lot more, so that's what I've been working on and just trying to better myself as a rider.
There you go. Now let's talk a little bit about you, and then we'll talk a little more about racing and maybe how the season's going and where you'd hope to go to in the future. But right now I want to know more about you. Like we said, your dad is a seven-time? Six-time. Maybe this season or next season or something he might be able to cap another one in there, but 6-time, is it NHRA or IHRA?
He's a 6-time IHRA champion, and he's racing the NHRA series right now.
Okay, that's how. I knew there was some correlation there in somehow, shape, or form. And what's the difference in those two series, I guess, first and foremost, for those of us that are not real avid followers of the drag racing industry?
Well, I guess you would compare it for ATV people, I guess it would be where WPSA would have been the IHRA of it, and the ATV Nationals is the NHRA, the bigger series of the group, I the biggest way to explain it to ATV riders, I guess, would be the best way to go about that.
Or today, like an NEA TV national. Okay, yeah. Okay, so that makes he's dominated the small pond for a while. So now Dad's playing in the big pond. How's things going for him over there? Now it's kind of like that's kind of neat. I mean, you guys are both making step ups in your racing career around the same time and everything.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of big changes for him. I know just faster guys and having to figure out what they're doing to their cars and getting the car tuned, and just a big change for him and a big change for me. So we're dealing with the same kind of problems, but his problems cost a little bit more money than my problems. So he's just trying to keep the sponsors going, and he's working hard at it and keeping the team together, and it's coming together pretty well.
That's great. Now let's like we said, let's get to know you a little bit more. Let's talk about how old are you now? You're what, like 20?
19 actually. Turned 20 this year.
And with that being said, obviously you're recently out of school in the last couple of years, high school, I guess, huh?
Yeah, I graduated. 2010 was the year I graduated. So.
What have you been doing since graduation?
I worked a job at Mumford Tire and Brake there for a little bit, and just riding. Really, Dad's been fortunate enough to. He's telling me, do it as much as you can while you can, and he backs me all the way. Him and Mom do everything for me. I mean, if it wasn't for them, I would not be out there, and they do more than I could ever ask. So hopefully I can, pay that back to them in return at some point.
There you go, man. That's good way to look at it. Now, okay, so let's go back even a little further than 2010 when you graduated high school. Let's talk about your racing career, and let's just talk your first time. What was the first thing you ever raced?
First thing I raced is a TRX 450R. It's like a 05 model, and it was in an arena cross by my house in Memphis. So it's pretty interesting. Ran like the beginner class, and just after that I was just hooked. I mean, I did horrible. I think I probably got lapped in the beginner class, but it was just such a fun experience, and after that I just stayed after it and kept riding. So and how old were you at that point, you think? I was like 13 or 14. Shouldn't have been on a 450, but I was, and just told them I was 16 or whatever I needed to do to be riding that. So
playing ignorant and playing dumb. Now, we do not suggest that you do that, but what you did do is you got an opportunity to get your taste of what ATV racing was. And how long did it take you before you started getting serious about ATV racing? How long was it before you had your first real true race quad, I guess?
Probably about a year after that. Dad, kind of gave me a little stuff here and there to give me the taste of it, but he didn't want to, invest all this money into it before he knew that's what I wanted to do. And after he figured that out, him and Mom both are just all the way behind me and backing me as much as they can.
That is great. And with that, what was the road like after that first race? Take us down the road to where we are now, so to speak.
A lot of learning, a lot of wrecks.
What about racing? I mean, did you do much racing? Was it all local? When did you start branching out and things like that?
After that first race, I did a lot of local races, just outdoor stuff, and then after that first full season of doing local stuff, I went ahead and started doing a couple nationals here and there, and then after 2 years of doing a few nationals, I finally committed and did a full season. So after that, I've been here doing nationals every weekend and loving it.
Now, did you ever race anything other than ATVs? Did you ever race go-karts or mini drags or anything like that?
No, I didn't. I actually, the only thing I ever raced was, I guess, my feet. I used to run track in high school, and that was really about it. I never got the chance to race anything else.
Wow. So as rich as the blood is in racing in your family, your dad kept you kind of grounded and kind of kept you away from it when he was winning all those championships and everything, huh? Yeah,
well, he didn't keep me away from it. He kept me there, but he knew, like, when it come time for me to get in a car, I'd be ready for it, or when he was just waiting on me to pick up the hobby or the sport that I wanted to do, and luckily he did, and things are turning out pretty good how it's going so far. So
I think it's great that he's supporting you the way that he is, Dalton. I know that a lot of these things could go a lot of different ways. It could be like, boy, why aren't you out here doing what you're doing? You got a legacy you got to live up to, this, that, and the other, but he's not putting that kind of pressure on you. But one of these days you might be ready to take that step into the legacy shoes then, I guess, huh?
Yeah, I'd like to, but until then I'm just going to keep doing what I've been doing, and I know both of my parents are going to back me 100%, and it's great to know they're going to be there, and I appreciate everything they do for me.
So what is your goals for ATV racing? You're into the Pro-Am ranks right now. Where do you want to take this?
Well, they got dreams, I guess, more along the line than a goal, but I would love to at some point get a Pro-Am championship and then move into the pro class and shoot for that pro championship at some point in my career. And that would be a dream to come true, if it was to happen.
So just one championship's all you got in your mind?
I'll take what I can get, but I would be pumped after that first one. I worry about a second one after I got a first one. So.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's good to know, man. Good luck to you in your dreams and in your endeavors, man. And thanks for taking the time to talk with us.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and it's fun coming on.
All right, man. Anybody you want to send a shout out to? I know you got some great sponsors like the Nitro Fish folks, man. Those guys seem to be backing you pretty good this year. Yeah,
Nitro Fish come in pretty heavy, and it really helped out, myself and my parents and I, and I can't thank them enough. And we got Cernix, Dan at DASA, SSI, Ian at SSI has been helping me out a bunch. Jeff at Maximum Cycles, Jen at Wrath Racing, Jason and Logan at Mumford Tire. A lot of people have really came in to help this year. The guys at Walsh Racecraft, everybody's putting in a lot of effort, and I've just been trying to show them that and perform well for them. So I just can't thank everybody enough, especially my parents.
Doing a good job, man. That's Dalton Millican. I'm Rodney Tomlin. This is Quad Radio.